Welcome to Daily Tax Savings. This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on saving taxes and staying out of tax trouble. Today's topic is tariffs. Of course, everybody's talking about tariffs. You can't turn on the news and not hear about tariffs. But I wanted to address the topic just from a local perspective, what I'm dealing with, what clients are saying, and what we're likely to run into ahead. So tariffs are taxes. I think that's been pretty clearly established. By that, it's money that the government is adding to the cost of doing business that goes into their coffers. So that's what a tax is. It's money that the government extracts somehow, adds to the cost of transactions on people and businesses, and it goes into their coffers to run their operations, defense, public debt, whatever. So tariffs are a different type of taxes, and it's also interesting because this is a primarily income tax show. There's growing discussion that's saying that tariffs are here for the long time and may eventually grow and be bigger than income taxes as a source of money for the government. We'll have to wait and see if that happens. The logical question would be, well, does that mean our income taxes are going away? I wouldn't count on that. If government finds an additional way to get money, they usually find a way to spend that money as well. So that's the history of taxes and tariffs. But let me share one other story. The only time that I have had to deal with a tariff myself directly was when I imported a sea containers worth of oyster growing equipment from Australia. They were manufactured in Australia and they had to come into the US and go through customs. I would not, as an individual, as a small business person, would not know how to do that. There are firms that handled that for me. And basically, when we got notice that the shipment was coming to the U.S., the shipper was experiencing that and referred me to a company that handled the shipment coming into port of either Wilmington or Philadelphia, I forget. It's been years ago. And I worked with them, and they calculate whatever they said I had to pay. That's what I paid in order to get them. So that added, so I had to pay the manufacturer of the equipment, and then I had to pay the agent who I hired that handled the custom paperwork and whatever fees, whatever taxes there were in order for me to get the product delivered. Now, I took that product and then eventually resold it to another oyster company. And so when I sold it, hopefully I recovered my cost of the manufactured material and the cost of importing them. And I had to, of course, that increased my cost of goods sold and decreased my profit by that same amount. But hopefully I was able to sell them for enough to cover it. I actually don't remember the situation, but that's the idea. So every importer is going through that. I don't think that any small business that I know of is actually directly writing a check to the government for tariffs. It's almost all handled through agents and importing companies, as far as I know. One immediate effect, though, that I am noticing is that small businesses overseas that previously made direct sales to U.S. customers, some of those are stopping that. They just won't do it. They just, I don't know if it's economic, but it's more frustration factor. They don't want to go through the extra hassle. It's not worth it to them, to a small business, to go through those extra steps. So I've already seen some small foreign small businesses make announcements that they're cutting off sales to U.S. buyers. So that's likely to be the biggest impact that we will see. The larger impact, of course, is that we are in an inflationary period. and we're going to see when there are price increases, we're going to see it blamed on tariffs, whether that blaming is by the buyer or the seller or just news media. The point is that the tariffs are going to be brought up as a cost driver of future inflation, and it's not likely to hit us all at once. It's likely to be a long-term thing, and that's my best guess as an economic prediction is we are in a long-term inflationary cycle. So that's what I have. I'd love to hear if you've had some different experiences with tariffs in your business or your industry. Would love to hear. It's easy to comment on social media, or if you want to talk with me one-on-one about this or any issue, that's easy to do. Find me at taxproblems.cpa. And I'll be back tomorrow with another Tax Savings Minute.